Hey, what's up, YouTube? How you doing? This is Northwest Stacker. Just putting out my first video. You guys inspire me, and you guys put out such the great videos out there. I mean, they're so cool. I watch a ton of videos online, and I figured to join the conversation. Just wanted to let you know who I am and why I became a stacker. And I grew up in the Pacific Northwest in the Olympia, Washington area, born and raised. I'm middle aged, I'm 44 years old, and just a normal dude. I've got a normal job. I go to work, Monday through Friday. I'm not a millionaire. I didn't inherit millions of dollars. I just grew up, went to college, and worked every single day. And I live a good life, a comfortable life, and so I'm just your average middle class citizen. I mean, literally. And so when I grew up, my folks were definitely a blue collar workers for sure. My dad worked for the post office for many, many years and was in the Army, and my mom, worked, at a Marriott hotel up in SeaTac. So, I mean, we didn't grow up with a ton of money. I mean, we were lower middle class. My parents were great savers, not big into investing. They had a couple of CDs, some bonds, but nothing in the stock market or precious metals for sure. They just saved money in the bank, and that was it. Needless to say, it was a different time back then, and my folks just didn't really grow up in the stock market when they were kids. Their parents didn't actually do that kind of stuff. So, they just did what they knew, which was great. I mean, they saved a ton of money. They were able to send my brother and myself to college and pay for everything in cash. Which was fantastic. I mean, that was amazing, because most kids these days have to get student loans that they're paying off for the next 10, 15 years and all that good stuff. Very thankful. My folks were very disciplined in saving money and providing for my brother and I, for sure. So after I finished college, I went out on my own and got, a normal job, a good paying job. Worked there for 7, 8 years and just stocked money in my 401k. Bought some company shares. They gave us a discount for buying the, company shares. But other than that, I had no experience in the stock market. And then I left that company and went to the company I'm at now, and I've been here for like 14 years. And it's a family-owned business, and needless to say, we don't have stock options, but they contribute to our 401k, or they match me on a certain percentage of my 401k, which is great. And so I actually pretty much max out my 401k. Before taxes, it's 50% out of my paycheck goes to my 401k, and then I contribute about 20% after taxes, and that's basically my savings, if you will, retirement savings. I'm not very familiar with the stock market, so I don't feel comfortable putting money into it, because I work hard for my money and I just don't want to lose it. And I don't qualify to do a Roth IRA, and people were talking, to do a backdoor Roth IRA and, do it that way. But that just sounds weird to me, and I don't want to get in trouble. So I've never done it. So I was trying to think of better ways to store my wealth or store extra money, basically. And so by chance, like 4 or 5 months ago, like honestly, a YouTube video about silver stacking came up on my feed. And I just like, what in the world's this? So I clicked on it, and lo and behold, it's about people talking about silver stacking and precious metal stacking. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I watched videos for months before I actually bought my first piece of silver. Because I just wanted to make sure this wasn't all just hype and, there's like 3 people on YouTube stacking silver and no one else has ever heard about it. But needless to say, there's a ton of people in the community that just stack and buy silver. And it's great. And I'm very appreciative to everybody that's put videos on YouTube, because I'm telling you what, you guys are fantastic. You guys have taught me a lot of what to do, what not to do. Needless to say, it's a never ending change of strategies, but the basics that you guys have put out there on YouTube is great. And so a couple months ago, I bought my first piece of silver, and I was nervous as all could be. Like, I had no idea what in the world I was doing. Growing up, I never went into a coin shop. I always thought that, people that went into coin shops were looking for like specific old school coins and the 2x2 flips. And, that had no interest. I had no interest in that whatsoever. So when I went into my first coin shop, I was like blown away. Like, it was crazy. I was expecting like all this silver, in these cases. I was expecting like all these 2x2 flips of one coin, all over the place. And so I ended up buying my first piece of silver and got home and, was excited about touching it, looking at it. I was like, man, this is great. I went on YouTube. I was like, man, other people that I see on YouTube have the same coin. So, I was like pumped. And then I just started going gangbusters. And going to the coin shops and ordering stuff online and doing all of this, that, and the other, which is great. I decided, to put a percentage of my monthly income into silver. And, it's something that's a low number. It's not anything crazy. It may be higher than some people's, lower than others. It's just my disposable income. And thankfully, I'm in an industry where construction's going great right now. I do construction sales, and for the last decade, we've been making money, left and right. It's been nonstop for the last decade. And so thankfully I've, made a lot of money over the years. And so obviously that's why I'm able to contribute half my pay into my 401k. And so I decided I'm gonna like try to get 50 ounces of silver my first month and see how it goes, and so I did. And to be honest with you, I went in tiptoeing into the silver market, and I took a ton of people's advice and just bought American Silver Eagles. And, I ended up getting a few tubes of that. And I was just buying, 5 to 10 American Silver Eagles, every week. And I was pumped. It was great, and I started watching more videos, and it just turned out to be January 1st, 2020, and a lot of folks put out their 2020 goals for stacking silver and gold. And I started watching those videos, and it was great, because it helped me figure out what kind of stacker I was going to be, and kind of like my percentages in all the different categories. So basically, I have 3 categories. It's going to be junk silver, American Silver Eagles, and generics. So basically, I'm going 33% in American Silver Eagles, 33% in junk coins or constitutional coins, and then 33% in generic. I think that's a good mix for me for right now. I'm not saying that that's going to be how I'm going to keep it for here on out. I'm going to do it for the next couple months and see how it goes, and how my cost average is in my stack after the first quarter, and make some changes if I need to. But yeah, so right now I think I've got just under 200 ounces in the last basically 6 weeks. I've been picking up, a bunch of American Silver Eagles, and a bunch of junk silver. I've got some quarters, $50, some Walking Liberties and Benjamins and some Kennedys, all that good stuff. I have no generic at the moment. I have no generic bars, no generic rounds. And I have to start getting on that, because right now my average cost, per ounce is kind of high, because I've been buying all American Silver Eagles and constitutional silver. It's the constitutional silver helps out, drop down my cost average, but it's still not where I want it to be. Right now I'm sitting at about $20 as my average, and I have some premium items in my stack as well. The Queen's Beasts. I have the 2-ounce rounds. I've got all 8 of them. I really love those rounds, and so I totally understand that, buying that stuff after the fact, and buying them backdated, I'm paying a hefty premium for sure. And so I'm okay with that, because I think 6 months, a year down the road, it's all going to work itself out, and my cost average will drop. I'm wanting to be at $18 by the end of the year. I don't know if it's it's possible or not, but we'll see. It depends on what spot does, and how silver does over the course of the first quarter, second quarter, and definitely an election year. I'm guessing the fourth quarter is gonna either do really well, or it might not do so well. But anyway, I take it one day at a time, and go from there. But anyway, that's who I am, and I figured do a quick video and kind of tell you a story of who I am. I'm going to try to do some more videos about what I got in junk silver and all that good stuff. But I hope you comment and subscribe to my channel. And, I want your guys' comments, and, to let me know if I'm doing it wrong, doing it right, if you got, suggestions on how I should stack, more cost effective. That'd be great. And I really want to thank you guys for putting out your videos. Keep it up, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.